Hello everybody and welcome to another game of Squirrels Baseball. I am Aaron and we have a night game here at Wrigley, which is fitting because I'm recording as the sun's going down here today. Not something I usually do, but I'm usually not out buying a new car either, so I guess it all works out. So here we are, the sun's setting on Wrigley Field. I just also realized I have a big smudge on my glasses right in my eye line. Have to take care of that later. Cubs taking the field. So far the series split at 1. Sean Marshall on the mound for the Cubs today. Otherwise, looks like the same lineup we've been seeing, including Pablo Ozuna here at third base. And Carlos Quinton out in right. Marshall looks like hasn't gotten a decision yet, but otherwise his numbers look pretty decent. I think the only number it really has is a 3.38 ERA, but that's a perfectly fine ERA, especially for what I'm assuming is their number 5 starter. Kester at the plate looks at ball 1. And then looks at strike 1. Another called strike on the outside corner makes it 1-2. And then a line drive, but right to Santana at second for the first out of the inning. Marvin is going to bat right-handed again. I guess that works out about right, and now into our 5th game. He's batted 3 games left-handed and 2 games right-handed now, at least to start off. Has an 0-2 count in this at-bat. Up the middle, Marshall gets a glove on it. Hardy picks it up and fires over in time to get out number 2. Chief at the plate, still batting over 500. Though wasn't as good yesterday as he was the first few games. He'll look at strike 1 and then looks at strike 2. And then fouls this pitch away to stay alive. Line drive, that stays right down the left field line. Chief is going to try to make it a double, and he is in there safely. Rolled down into the corner. And Chief, not the fleetest of foot, but he's okay. Makes it into second base to put a runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Terry, who is batting .647 so far. He's behind that fastball, however. And then comes up empty on a changeup, quickly down 0-2. Up the middle, this one does get through for a base hit. Chief on his way home, and he will give the early lead to the Squirrels. Frank at the plate now. Swings and misses at a pitch right down the middle. Misses again right down the middle. Frank just not seeing the ball super well early in the year. Fouls this one away down by the visiting dugout. And then a swing and a miss for out number 3. So 1-0 Squirrels right off the bat. Matt Merton will lead things off for the Cubs. Hold on, I need to pause for just a moment here. Oh, can't yet. First pitch from Jonathan. Okay, one moment. Okay. Alright, my apologies. My younger daughter came in here making demands. So we'll get into the bottom of the first here. Matt Merton is behind 1-2. Jonathan's first appearance of the year. And we'll have to go another pitch to find out how this first at-bat ends. Fouled away again. Merton definitely making Jonathan work for it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Santana at the plate now. I'll say he seems to be pretty quick for a second baseman, so He could be a problem if he can get on the base paths. I don't think that's going to do it. Marvin comes in and he does make the play. That'll bring Carlos Pena to the plate. Nobody on base, 2 outs. Misses a palm ball that I don't think really did what Jonathan wanted it to do. Goes back to it, that looked better. Pena misses both though, so it is an 0-2 count. Hits this one, but it's foul down the first base line. Jonathan back with a fastball. Pena watches it for strike 3, and that's a 1-2-3 inning to open the game for the Cubs. So we'll go into the second. Tom is going to lead things off for the Squirrels. Still leading 1-0. Tom, the average isn't great, but when he has hit the ball, it went over the fence, so not the worst way to hit 133, I guess. Has a 1-1 count in this at-bat. Make it 1-2. Flies this one into the air. Hardy behind second base makes the grab. 1 away. Zach at the plate now. First pitch is called a strike. Marshall comes back with a cutter, which is also called a strike. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Joey at the plate now. 2 down, nobody on base. He swings and misses at the first pitch. Up the middle, and it does get through for a base hit. 1 on, 2 outs. Jonathan at the plate, his first at-bat of the year. Watches the first pitch go down and away. Swings at that one, but comes up empty. Grounds this one towards third. Ozuna throws over to first, and that will end the top of the second. Still 1-0 Squirrels. We go to the bottom half of the inning, where J.J. Hardy will lead things off for Chicago. First pitch from Jonathan is a fastball up in the zone. Hardy lets it go by for a strike. And this pitch misses inside. Jonathan misses again, makes it a 2-1 count. Misses inside yet again, 3-1. Ground ball pretty much right to Kester though, and he will pick it up and throw it over to first. 1 down, Carlos Quinton at the plate. First pitch is swung on and missed. Another called strike makes it 0-2. Up the middle, Jonathan knocks it down and is able to pick it back up and get the out. 2 away, Rongo at the plate. First pitch just misses inside. And there's a called strike, 1-1. Fouled back. 1-2. Palm ball, and he gets the swing and a miss. We'll move into the third inning. Squirrels still leading 1-0. Kester is due up for Indianapolis.
Number 2, Kester.
All right, first pitch from Marshall, down and in. There's a called strike. Even though the pitch didn't look great to my eyes. That pitch was a little bit better, and it was called a strike. 1-2. And a called strike 3 on a changeup. Kester lets it go by. 1 away, Marvin back to the plate. Looks at strike 1. And that pitch is too low. 1-1. Called strike down in the zone, I guess. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 away, Chief at the plate. He hit a double and scored back in the first inning, also with 2 outs. Hits this one, and Santana comes up with it, and he will make the 3rd out of the inning. So, still 1-0 Squirrels. We go to the bottom half of the 3rd, where Gary Matthews Jr. is due to lead off. He hits a first pitch, a line drive right to Joey, who catches it down around his ankles. That'll bring Pablo Ozuna to the plate. He looks at strike 1. Back towards the pitcher, Jonathan again knocks it down, picks it up, and makes the play. Sean Marshall now at the plate, has not gotten a hit yet this year. Could not possibly be that many at-bats in the 5th game of the season. Has a 1-1 count. Ground ball, Jonathan's going to field this one, throw it over, and that will end the inning. We go into the 4th, Squirrels still clinging to a 1-0 lead, where Terry will lead things off. Terry, RBI single back in the 1st, drove in the only run of the game so far. Watches that curveball miss up and in. And hits this one, a ground ball to first. Pena picks it up and steps on the bag. That'll bring Frank to the plate. He struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Not a good at-bat by him at all. So he watches that ball hit the dirt. This one, it stays up, and Marshall does get the call. Comes back with a changeup that misses outside. And then a cutter at the knees to make it 2-2. Swing, a ground ball to 3rd, but it does get foul, so Frank will get another shot at it. And he looks at a fastball right down the middle. So, Tom will look at strike 1. And that pitch up and away. Misses inside, 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. And this one misses inside, full count, 2 outs, nobody on base. And Tom swings far too early, and that will end the top of the 4th. So still 1-0 as we go to the bottom half of the inning, where Matt Merton will come back up for Chicago. Merton struck out swinging in his first at-bat, one of 3 strikeouts for Jonathan the first time through the Cubs lineup. Merton looks at strike 1. Fouls this pitch away to make it 0-2. Curveball gets a swing and a miss for the first out of the inning. Santana at the plate. Flew out, I want to say did he fly out to center? Maybe? Might have flown out to Marvin, I can't remember now. Puts this one into right field, and it will get down for the first Cubs hit of the day. First Cubs base runner of the day, for that matter. So 1 on, 1 out for Carlos Pena. The Cubs can actually say they have some sort of offense now. 1-1 the count. That curveball breaks too low. High hopper. Only play is going to be to first, so it's going to work out like a sacrifice to put a runner into scoring position with 2 outs. J.J. Hardy has not done anything at the plate so far this year with that 188 average, though that's due to change any time, though apparently not in this at-bat, as he grounds out to second to end the 4th inning. So we will move into the 5th, where Zach will lead things off for the Squirrels, still clinging to a 1-0 lead. Zach struck out his first at-bat, one of 6 victims so far today for Sean Marshall, as the first pitch catches the outside corner for strike 1, and then a swing and a miss for strike 2. Just misses the outside corner, very good 0-2 pitch, but Zach correctly lays off. Watches another one though, and he does not get the benefit of the doubt that time. 1 away, Joey now at the plate. He will look at strike one. And that fastball is too low. Down and out, 2-1. That's going to be a base hit over shortstop's head and into left center. A 1-out single for Joey. That'll bring Jonathan up to the plate. See if he shows bunt here. Not so far. Watches the first pitch for strike one. Swings at the second. That looks like a double play ball. A tag out and then over to first for a very easy 4 unassisted 3 double play. So that'll bring us to the bottom of the 5th inning where Carlos Quinton will lead things up for the Cubs. Jonathan winds and fires a fastball that is hit softly towards first. Terry catches it on the fly. 1 away, Rongo at the plate. Struck out in his last at-bat. His pitch misses, down and away. Ground ball, looks like Joey's going to field this one. 2 down. Gary Matthews Jr. lined out in his first appearance. Looks at strike one. Swing and a miss makes it 0-2. Excuse me, swing and a miss. That will end the 5th inning. Squirrels still leading 1-0, and they will be back at the top of their order with Kester to open up the 6th. Kester 0 for 2 today, a line out and a strikeout so far. First pitch just inside the right field line. That's going to go down for a leadoff single on the first pitch of the inning. Marvin 0 for 2. He has ground out and struck out so far today. Watches that fastball go high. And a swing and a miss to make it 1-1. Don't believe Marvin has gotten a hit right-handed yet this year, so he looks at strike 2. Pops this one up. Rongo should... No, runs out of room. It hits off the screen. Swing and a miss, strike 3. There's the first out of the inning. That'll bring Chief to the plate. 1 for 2 with a double. Has also scored the only run of a game. Sharply grounds to third and narrowly avoids the double play. Chief beating things out at first. So 1 on, 2 out. Terry at the plate fouls the first pitch away. Then looks at strike 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll bring us to the bottom of the 6th inning. Pablo Ozuna due up first for the Cubs. Squirrels still ahead 1-0. Assuming things hold, this should be Jonathan's last inning. As Ozuna looks at strike 1. And that palm ball misses. Ozuna does not chase it. There's a called strike on a slider. And that fastball too high. Curveball, that looks like a base hit, and it does find the outfield grass over Joey's head. So leadoff man aboard. And that will bring Sean Marshall to the plate. Looks like the Cubs are going to stick with him, which, you know, he has pitched very well. Shows bunt now. And Jonathan again checks over at first instead. This time he comes to the plate, and Marshall pulls back the bat for ball 1. Puts the bat back out there, gets this bunt down. Chief goes to first with it, so this sacrifice is successful. 1 down, runner in scoring position for Matt Merton as that fastball goes high. And that palm ball outside. 2-0 the count. Ground ball to short. Joey looks the runner back and goes to first. 2 away, Santana at the plate. Runner still in scoring position. He's going to ground to second, and the Squirrels are out of danger in the 6th. We'll move to the 7th with the Squirrels clinging to that 1-0 lead. Frank due up for the Squirrels. Frank is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. First swinging and then looking. Looks at strike one here. Pitch goes up and out, and then that curveball hits the dirt. 2-1. Swing and a miss makes it 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Tom at the plate now. He is also 0 for 2. Fly out and a strikeout. Watches that curveball stay outside. Ground ball to third. Ozuna takes a crow hop, throws across, and does get it there in time. That'll bring Zach to the plate. He has struck out twice today, once swinging, once looking. Looks at strike one here. Looks at strike two. Hits this one and hits it well. That one will get into the seats, unlike his first hit of the year for his first home run of the season. 370-foot line drive out into the right field bleachers. I do wonder if this is going to be it for Marshall. No, he's going to stay out there. Joey 2 for 2 with a pair of singles today. And he will look at strike one. Misses inside, 1-1. And that fastball too low. Misses inside, 3-1. Called strike, full count, 2 outs, nobody on base. Swing and a miss, Marshall out of the inning, but not before he gives up a home run to let the Squirrels tack on some insurance. That brings us to the stretch, 2-0 Squirrels, Carlos Pena due up on the other side. Time for us to change pitchers. Sorry for all those Windows beeps. Just gotta bear with me on when I get that volume reset. So that was Joey that made that last out. Should be Phil, but he's already got a hit so far. We're waiting on Martinez and Sweeney, so let's get Sweeney in there. We'll let him play short. We won't do all the complicated switching around we did a few days ago, or just yesterday, whenever we did that. Something I like to do is make sure all the pinch hitters have at least one hit before we start going into our normal rotations. Usually Phil's the last one, but he got a little lucky with Kester banging himself up earlier. Got a few extra at-bats and came up with a hit in one of those. Carlos Pena is ahead 2-1 on Gonzalez. Gonzalez gets the call there to make it 2-2. High fastball called strike three. One down, Hardy at the plate. He is ground out in both at-bats today as he looks at strike one. Swings and misses at what was supposed to be a splitter. Gets a hold of this one. That's going to be a hit into the left field corner. He's on his way to second. Should make that easily. And he does. A one-out single for J.J. Hardy. A one-out double, rather. Gives the Cubs a runner in scoring position. And Carlos Quinton at the plate. Squirrels do have a one run of cushion here, so not the end of the world if he comes around, but obviously you'd rather that not happen. Oh, that pitch gets away. Puts the runner at third. Carlos Quinton with a 1-2 count. Swings and misses at the splitter for out number 2. Brings up Rongo Rongo. 2 outs. Squirrels trying to get out of a little bit of a jam. And he has a 1-1 count at the moment. Swings and misses to make it 1-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner, and Gonzalez strikes his way out of having a runner 90 feet away from home. So we'll go into the 8th inning. Sweeney's due up for the Squirrels. And the Cubs go to their bullpen now. They find Chad Tankersley. Or Taylor Tankersley. I think I did that same thing last year. Taylor Tankersley. I don't know. Maybe I'll remember it now. Anyway, Sweeney has an RBI, but no hits so far. As he looks at strike 1. Swings and misses to make it 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 down, Kester at the plate. He's 1 for 3, got a hit in his last at-bat. And is going to get hit into right field in this at-bat. That'll bring Marvin to the plate. He's 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts. Kester takes off. Looks like it was supposed to be a hit and run, but Marvin didn't do the hit part. No matter, Kester in safely at second base with the stolen base. Marvin with an 0-1 count. He did swing. Hits this one into right field, but it stays up. Quinton able to make the play. And Kester back to second. So 2 down, Chief at the plate. We get a pickoff throw to second. You don't see that too often. First pitch is called a strike. Fouled straight back, 0-2. That pitch down and out. Into left field, but a pretty easy grab for Merton, and we will move to the bottom of the 8th inning. Squirrels still leading 2-0. Bottom of the Cubs order due up. And we will change pitchers. Get Hermida out here. We're going to do something a little silly here. Oh, except I did that part backwards. There we go. So Sweeney is going to slide over to third. Kester's going to play shortstop, where he is that's actually his primary position, even though he starts at second for us. And we're going to try Martinez at second base, something I'm fairly sure we have not done before. But it is a way to try to get Martinez into the game and get him a hit, hopefully. First pitch to Matthews is too high. Second pitch is swung on and missed. 1-1. Back to the curve. Gets a called strike. And fastball on the outside corner for the first out of the inning. That'll bring Ozuna to the plate. He is 1 for 2 rather today, as he looks at strike 1. That curveball, not really close. There's a called strike on the fastball, 1-2. Can't catch up to that fastball, strike 3. 2 down, Tankersley's going to hit for himself apparently. And he grounds to second. Martinez does the trick. Alright, we go into the 9th. Squirrels still leading 2-0, and Terry is going to lead things off. First pitch is outside. Hits this one into left field. That'll be a base hit. Brings Frank to the plate. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Looks at that pitch. Terry takes off, and he is easily gunned down. Not super advisable, but hopefully not a big deal with a 2-run lead. But, we'll find out. 2-1 the count on Frank. Swings at this one, and at least he hit it. And he did get through the left side of the infield, so that's going to be a base hit. Just out of Hardy's reach. So that'll bring Tom to the plate as he looks at strike 1. swings and misses to make it 0-2. And that pitch too high. 1-2 the count. Fouls, well, it's foul, but Rongo should have it, and he does. 2 away, runner still on first. Zach at the plate, 1 for 3, but his one was a solo shot into the bleachers just a couple innings ago. Has an 0-2 count here. And a ground ball to second. Santana handles that, and that will bring us to the bottom of the 9th. Cubs at the top of their order. They're going to need 2 runs to stay alive. And we will turn to Shibuya to try to get a save. I believe this would be his 3rd save of the year. Who made that last out? Zach did. Let's go ahead and put Quentin out there.
Your attention, please. Now coming up to hit for Indianapolis, number 13, Shibuya.
All right, Merton 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts. Looks at strike 1. Swings and misses for 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 away, Santana 1 for 3 today. Looks at strike 1. Up the middle, that will be a base hit. That brings a tying run to the plate in the form of Carlos Pena. He is 0 for 3 today with a pair of strikeouts. First pitch doesn't stay up high enough. Shibuya does get the call on that one, 1-1. Definitely staying low on Pena as he fouls that one back, 1-2. Check over on first. Shibuya back over to first again. Comes to the plate this time, and that fastball is inside. Back over to first, definitely is concerned about Santana over there. And there's a full count now, 1 out. Santana stays put, Pena pops it up towards first, in foul ground, but Terry makes the grab. The Cubs down to their final out. It's up to J.J. Hardy to keep the game alive. He did double in his last at-bat and put his average back up over 200. Grounds this one to short. Kester will throw to first, and that is your ball game. Squirrels managed to take the series 2-1. Your final score today, Indianapolis Squirrels 2, Chicago Cubs 0. Good game, though. Take a look at some highlights. Those Chiefs double down the line. I imagine we'll get Terry's RBI here in a moment. Line drive shot right into center field. And no such small ball with the next run. Zach put that one pretty comfortably into the seats. And Terry is your player of the game for knocking in the winning run. So thank you everybody for watching. If you'd like to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, feel very free. Otherwise, I think we come back home to face the Pirates again tomorrow, but I could be wrong about that. So tune in tomorrow and we'll find out for sure together. See you then.